All right, let's talk about something that protects every single one of us every single day, but is totally invisible. We're talking about Earth's natural force field, the ozone layer. So let's dive into what it is and why it's so unbelievably important.
But first, let me throw a quick question at you. What do you think is Earth's single most important sunscreen? And here's a little hint. You can't buy it in a bottle. Just keep that question in the back of your mind as we go through this.
Okay, let's kick things off with the big picture, the main idea behind this invisible shield.
I want you to imagine a giant force field, like something out of a sci-fi movie, way up above our heads. Well, that's pretty much what the ozone layer is. It's this invisible shield of gas that literally makes life on Earth possible by blocking the most dangerous stuff the sun throws at us.
It sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But it is 100% real. So what is this shield actually made of? Let's take a quick look at the science behind it.
So officially, we call it the ozone layer. And really, it's just a region way, way up in our atmosphere, in a part called the stratosphere. And what makes it special is that it's packed with a high concentration of a gas called ozone, or O3.
And just how high up are we talking? Well, it's floating around between 15 and 35 kilometers. That's about 9 to 22 miles above the ground. I mean, that is way higher than the tallest mountains, way above the clouds, and even higher than where commercial airplanes fly. It's our planet's high-altitude bodyguard.
Now here's the part that I think is just fascinating. The difference between the normal oxygen we breathe and the ozone that protects us is tiny. The oxygen in the air around us is O2, right? Two oxygen atoms stuck together. But ozone is O3. It has 3 oxygen atoms, and that one extra atom changes everything. It's what gives it that protective superpower.
And speaking of superpowers, let's get into the ozone layer's most important job, blocking those harmful rays from the sun. This is really where it earns its title as the hero of our story.
You see, the sun is constantly sending out all kinds of energy, and that includes ultraviolet rays, or UV rays. And they basically come in 3 different types, kind of like levels of a video game boss. You've got UVA, which is less harmful, UVB, which is definitely harmful, and then UVC, which is just incredibly dangerous to all living things. Now this is where the ozone layer works its magic. It acts like the planet's ultimate filter. It sees those deadly UVC rays coming and pretty much blocks all of them. Then it absorbs most of the harmful UVB rays, but it's smart. It lets some of the less harmful UVA rays get through. It's an amazingly effective and selective shield.
So, okay, we know how it works, but let's talk about the why. Why is this shield so incredibly important? The simple answer, it protects absolutely everything.
For us humans, the benefits are life and death. By blocking all that UVB radiation, the ozone layer is directly responsible for preventing skin cancer. It also protects our eyes from damage, like cataracts, and even helps keep our immune systems from getting weakened by the sun.
And it's not just about us. The entire plant kingdom depends on this shield. Too much UVB radiation can seriously mess with plant cells and stop them from growing properly. That means without the ozone layer, our crops, our food supply, would be in big trouble.
The protection even extends down into the oceans. There are these tiny little organisms called plankton, and they are the absolute foundation of the entire ocean food web, but they're super sensitive to UV radiation. So by shielding them, the ozone layer is basically preventing the whole marine ecosystem from collapsing.
Now, every hero's story needs a villain, and in the story of our ozone layer, the villain came from a very unexpected place: us. We created man-made chemicals that started to poke a terrifying hole in the sky.
The main culprits were a group of chemicals called CFCs, which is short for chlorofluorocarbons. And these things were just shockingly destructive. Get this, a single one of these CFC molecules could float up into the stratosphere and destroy thousands and thousands of ozone molecules, just tearing them apart.
So where were these things coming from? Well, from products that used to be everywhere. They were in old refrigerators and air conditioners, and they were the propellant used in all sorts of aerosol cans. We were unknowingly spraying these little ozone-destroying molecules into the air every single day.
And the result is exactly what you'd fear. As these chemicals thinned out the ozone layer, they created what became known as the ozone hole. Our protective shield got weaker. And when the shield is weaker, more of those harmful UV rays sneak through and reach the ground, putting all life on Earth at much, much greater risk.
So let's wrap this all up. If there is one thing to remember from all of this, it's this simple but really powerful analogy. The ozone layer is basically sunscreen for the planet.
Remember that question from the beginning? Well, here's the answer. The ozone layer is Earth's sunscreen. Just like you put on sunscreen to stop your skin from getting burned by UV rays, the ozone layer does the exact same thing for the entire planet. It protects Earth from getting burned by the sun's most dangerous radiation. It's the most important sunscreen we could ever have.
And I'm not being dramatic when I say this. It is a scientific fact. This invisible, fragile layer of gas is the only thing standing between all life on this planet and the sun's most lethal rays. Without the ozone layer, life on Earth, as we know it, would simply not